Hello, good evening. I welcome you to the webinar for Lithuanian dentists who are interested working as a dentist in the Netherlands. Let me start already. If more people join, well, feel free to join whenever you want, whenever you can. I will for sure share my screen first. I hope you can see it, you can hear me. So let's get started. Today's index of this webinar. Well, first I will introduce myself a little bit, and of course, later on, I will talk further about why should Lithuanian dentists consider working in the Netherlands. Of course, some tips, insights, and how actually BGB Dentistry can help you with these steps towards the Netherlands. At the end, there is also possibility for live Q&A, of course, so why not use it? So if there will be any questions, well, feel free to write it in the chat already, and I will then have a look at it later on. To start with, of course, I would first introduce myself, who I am, and why I'm the one to talk to you today. Well, I'm Aneta, and I come origin from Czech Republic, but I came to the Netherlands in 2018 together with my girlfriend, who's from Portugal, and she's a dentist. So that might tell you already a little bit why I know more about the whole process, and I can give you more tips on working as a dentist in the Netherlands. Obviously, I'm not doing this myself, only on my own to help dentists who want to start a career here, but I have plenty of colleagues, and we have helped many dentists over the years that we are working as BGB Dentistry. To start, as I mentioned, well, to start first with why should Lithuanian dentists consider working in the Netherlands? Well, there are plenty of points that I wanted to mention, but I think I picked the ones that might be the most interesting for Lithuanian dentists. And that's, for example, shortage on dentists in the Netherlands. That's well known. And as you might know, the problem is here already for many years and was never solved. So that's why we started hiring dentists from abroad ourselves. But many of dentists also come every year to the Netherlands to grab this chance and opportunity to work as a dentist here. Obviously, comparing it to Lithuania, there is higher number of dentists per capita on 1,000 patients than in the Netherlands. So that's very valuable reason why you can consider this move to the Netherlands, since the job opportunities will be higher for you here than over there. Of course, there's always a bit topic of discussion whether you should treat 10 patients a day, 30 patients a day, 5 patients a day. Well, in the Netherlands, there is high volume of patients, but also the quality of the treatments remain high. And the reason is, well, organization of the clinics and many of assistants that are available for dentists today hands. So there's actually never really an issue to make sure that the patient is the most important factor in the room. What I heard a lot from Lithuanian dentists who are considering working here or who already moved here to the Netherlands with us, they talk a lot about that they want to study further, they want to become better dentists, and it's just not simply that easy in Lithuania. There could be many factors of it. Everyone has their own reasons why it's not possible. I can mention maybe one that I heard a couple times, and that's high costs of the courses, the dental courses that you can attend. And of course, the salary in Lithuania might not be enough to cover your living and do extra things out of it. So that is also a different in the Netherlands. The professional development is supported by clinics as well by BGB, for example. So you can always count on this aspect to be covered for you. And you just have to grab the possibility to do that. I'd say besides, as I mentioned, how the clinics are organized, there's also always great planning, full agendas at the clinics. And you can be sure that you will never just be hour waiting for patient to come. So I think this is also certain stability for yourself as a professional in your career, and along with those factors goes as well respect for dentists. What I mean by that, it's not that in Lithuania dentists are not respected, but I see that in the Netherlands the dentists are really someone who the people follow, who actually have valuable opinions for the patients, and patients really are considering the offered treatment that the dentist has on mind. And that's something that I believe in many countries, not only in Lithuania, but in other countries such as Czech Republic, my country of origin, or Portugal, where my girlfriend comes from, and she's also a dentist here in the Netherlands. So she could give me also insights on that, how different it is in other countries. So I believe this is something that you should also know. Could be one of the factor while you're deciding to actually whether you want to move to the Netherlands or not. So if that's something that you're looking for, I would definitely say that that's something that the Netherlands can guarantee. For me personally, but also I think it's a general fact, well-known fact about this country, that it's a safe country, no regards what topic. I mentioned here a couple, as you can see, but yeah, basically there, I think the biggest thing what could make you consider moving to the Netherlands is that the country is stable, and that compared to Lithuania is of course different, at least what I know, what I heard, and what you can see in the news. The Netherlands has also its ups and downs, of course, in politics, in many areas of social living. But the thing is that the country is really supportive to foreigners. It's really supportive to many groups that are coming to the Netherlands. And that's something that I believe you don't see in Lithuania. And we have already some dentists here from Lithuania who mention those factors as one of the most important for them actually to leave the country and start their life over here in the Netherlands. And last but not least, we really have a good experience lately with Lithuanian dentists. Why am I saying lately? Because Lithuania was never a country for us that we were really focusing on recruiting dentists from. We didn't really know the country much. And it's also a small country where there are not that many universities, but also students. So for us, we were mostly focusing on countries such as Spain, Portugal, Poland, Greece. And Lithuania was always there, but of course we were never really fully focused. Well, I started to dig a little bit more into that country. And a few weeks ago, I was talking to our dentist advisor, Rita from BGB Dentistry. Well, and she said that basically for her, lately, the dentists from Lithuania that joined our program and how they are doing at the clinics, she's really impressed about the professionalism that they have, how professional they can be in the setting of the clinic. They are well prepared. They are always on time. They communicate well, and that's something that the clinics also here appreciate. So that can be kind of a good sign for you that Lithuanian dentists who we have experience with are doing great here, and they are actually really satisfied with the choice that they made. To move further, I will mention once again, if you will have any questions at the end of the presentation, just drop them now already in the chat of this event, and I will get back to them later on, unless the question will be answered during this presentation. The next thing that I want to go through is really to give some tips that you should follow when you are considering working here and want to start a career of a dentist in the Netherlands. I start with just graduated dentist versus military service, which is something that is still mandatory in Lithuania. Well, for male dentists. So that's why I mentioned it here. If I can give a tip, if you are a fresh graduated dentist, male dentist from Lithuania, and you have to serve a military service there, don't do it. Don't do this move to the Netherlands during your first year of the military service. The best is what you can do is to start during your second year in the military. Then it's already possible to combine everything that you need, especially if you decide to go with us. Then it's my tip to really consider postponing it for a later stage in the military service. And this is also something that I actually discussed with our Lithuanian dentist, and that was also his suggestion on this topic. So that's why I wanted to share it with you guys. Other things are obviously experience requirements. There is, of course, many factors that comes along with your experience and how experienced you are, right? So you can be really fresh graduate just from the university, or you can be someone who already is working a couple of years or maybe 10 years as a dentist in Lithuania. And the thing is, the experience matter, of course, but it's not the deciding factor whether you should consider starting working here. My tip would be try to gain as much as experience you can if you are only a student. And if you are already experienced dentist, consider if you really want to work as a general dentist in the Netherlands, because there are not really many vacancies for specialists, and it's basically impossible to find a job for a specialist. So that's something important for you to know as a tip if you are really someone who considers to work here maybe exclusively as endodontist or orthodontist. It is a long journey and there are really no vacancies. So I would rather put your expectations lower on that matter because the system works different here. And the clinics really need dentists, all-around dentists who are able to provide the best care for the patients. And that's why the vacancies for specialists are not really needed here, because the dentists are capable of covering most of the dental care on their own. Besides, and that is still a specialty in the Netherlands, orthodontics and surgery. But then many orthodontists work as a dentist orthodontist in a combination of general dentistry and orthodontics at the same time. This is not the second point, it's not really a tip, but it's something to make sure that you know about it, because we get a lot of questions regarding the other requirements. And that's your diploma. Your diploma should be from Lithuania or within the European Union. That's why I'm saying it's not a tip, it's just a fact that has to happen, and it's a requirement that we also have to follow in BGB. However, if you are a dentist who obtain diploma outside the European Union, of course you can start your career here, but keep in mind that it can take up to 2 years to be registered as a dentist here. So that's why I'm saying it's a long journey, and it can take up to 2 years. In case of what matters nationality, of course, if you are from Lithuania, then there's not much to solve. If you are from outside European Union, well, you have to apply for extra documents, but it's also not that complicated at the end. Of course, what I would give you a tip on this, that's why I'm mentioning it here, is to have a work permit in European Union country, because that makes it already easier for you to go through the visa process. And I have also tip on personality. That's something that we all can't change really, and that's something that we just have. And yeah, basically be open when you are coming to a new country, and especially a country such as Netherlands. You have to be open, flexible, and really want to communicate with people, with patients, with your colleagues. And that's something that I learned over the years living here as a foreigner, that the best way is to be direct with people, to really say what you have on mind, because that's also something that Dutch people expect of you. And last tip, which is also at the same time requirement to start your career in the Netherlands as a dentist, and that's that you have to learn Dutch on level B2. Well, the best would be to join our language course, because we already have many years of experience. We are a recognized institute, and that's why I believe we are really one of the best, if not the best, language course that there is for dentists, because we have our own book, we have our own platform, we are able to provide the exam. So it's basically win-win situation for you, and I think this is the best tip to give you how you can get to level B2 in really short amount of time, but I will talk about it a bit later today. And yeah, if you are still thinking, well, maybe BGB is not something for me because you also don't know yet much about our program, so that's going to be the next in the next couple of minutes I will talk about it. But if you still think, well, I think I can learn it myself, I'm good in languages, I don't need to study with any course, I will just have some teacher who will teach me Dutch. I suggest you to really try to see the options of the courses and what they offer, because, for example, part of our course is also dentistry Dutch, and we can see that it makes a huge difference if the dentist also can use very specific words, dentistry words, dentistry dental vocabulary, compared to the courses that are only general Dutch. So if you are considering it, keep this in mind to really be sure that you also cover this if you decided to do it on your own. That's why I believe that BGB course, language course, is the best option for you in that sense. I will continue further in the schedule of the webinar. Once again, if you have any questions, just put them in the chat here. I will get back to them later on. So before I explain you why you should consider working here, some tips, insights from my side, but how BGB can help you. Is there a way that we can make your career happen here in the Netherlands as a dentist? Well, there is, and we have already started this process more than 12 years ago. Well, I was not, of course, at the beginning of the process of the birth of BGB, but it was Sebastian who's the founder, and over the years we built a huge community in the Netherlands of dentists that we help, and nowadays we are 22 colleagues working on helping dentists to come here. However, we have many dentists, but we are not a huge company, so we still keep it very individual, and we really do selecting process when we are selecting dentists who we want to work with. So if you are someone who's also looking more for individual approach and kind of more sort of family feeling, that's for sure BGB. That's who we are. We have a program for dentists, and I will go now through the steps, how it goes, what you could expect from the whole process. So it starts with 10 weeks of online lessons. So you already understand that first what we focus on after you are selected for the program, after you also are convinced that you want to work with us, well, then the whole process only starts. We sign a contract and you start learning Dutch online. You follow lessons with teachers, with other dentists, and when you are ready, well, at the end of the 10 weeks, you are ready to follow the other stage of the language course, and that's 10 weeks in Westerbork, which is where we have located our BGB Academy. It's already in the Netherlands. So for you, if you are planning it in your head, You have to count that 10 weeks of the online lessons. You can still do it from comfort of your home. But later on, you will have to move to the Netherlands for the second part of the course. Obviously, you are not studying there alone. You are studying there with the dentists, with the teachers that are there with you the whole time of through the 10 weeks of period. And of course, there are many things that you can also do. You study from Monday to Friday, but obviously in the weekend you are free, so there is always time for some excursions or some trips, activities. And that's why it's also great that it is in the Netherlands, because that way you can already start learning more about the country. You can start using your Dutch knowledge. Of course, there are many things happening while you are busy studying the language. We already are looking for a suitable clinic for you. We have many vacancies that we know will be available after you will be done with the language course. And that means that after you finish that language course, you will know where you will start working as a dentist. Whether you have a personal meeting with the clinic, that's ideal situation. In case it's not possible, then we do it online. Sometimes the clinics even visit you in Westerbork, so that's something that we always see along the way. But it's very important for you to know that we have experience with matching with the right place based on your profile, your personality, and also what the clinic looks for and what you look for as a dentist. And that's something that I believe 9 out of 10 cases goes always well. Well, in one case is maybe not the best match, but then we always find a solution how to change a clinic, or we find another better place for you. Of course, along this process, when you are busy with language, we are busy to search for a clinic for you and introducing you at the clinics. We also include in this whole package, besides other things, of course, the accommodation, food, drinks, which is also a question that dentists always ask if this is covered. And yes, of course, because we want you really to be focused just on studying, and we need to get you within those 20 weeks on the level B2 plus. The last stages of the whole process is followed by exam training and the exam itself. The exam training is really focused on getting better and in your language skills, and also getting richer vocabulary in dentistry, so the dentistry Dutch. And the language itself is actually consists of 4 parts. So if you've ever done any language exam, then you might know what will follow. It will be reading, listening, writing, and speaking. It is divided into 2 days at our BGB Academy, so you can focus on 2 parts at a time. And well, when you pass this language exam, then you're done with the language course, and you can move to the next stage of starting working as a dentist in the Netherlands. Between the time that before you actually start working at the Dutch clinic, so the time between, you will also follow some days of dental training, extra dental training with our dentist advisors, Rita and Daniela. How does the dental training look like? It's basically 2 days of more theoretical knowledge about the last guidelines, the protocols in the Netherlands, the system at the clinics, materials, and anything that you basically are interested of knowing before you enter the Dutch clinic for real. They still, Rita and Daniela, can explain you everything and answer any question you need, and they will give you valuable information during that time. Plus, there is also one extra day of practical training at the clinic where they should be with you and they will show you many useful things that you should know before starting the next week at the clinic. So the first week after finishing the language course, you are spending still with us, basically. You're having dental training, and if necessary, we also organize or arrange other things that we have to before you start working. And afterwards, the next week, you will be already starting at a clinic. So I think that's everything from the beginning till starting at the clinic that is important for you to know how the process goes, because that's the whole goal of the first stages of our program: pass the language exam and start working at the clinic. The next part of the program, of course, continues, and besides, as already a bit mentioned, we help you with the paperwork even before you start working, but also during the time, registrations as a dentist in the Netherlands, which we also help you with. But of course, the whole relocation process, finding a house, that's also something that we assist you with and help you with. But of course, while we're doing these all things, we also want to have some kind of certainty that you will stay working with us for some period. That's why we expect from the dentists who want to work with us that they will be staying with us for a period of 3 years, when we collaborate and we try to get you really settled as an independent dentist on the Dutch market. And along with that, because it's not just collaboration, but it's also a relationship that grows over those years between us, between BGB and you. And of course, no matter what, we always want to also meet you on different kind of events. We want to know how you're doing. So that's why we are trying to always have some kind of, informal places where to meet, whether it's Christmas party, whether it's summer party, or regional meetings in some city with dentists where they live, or whether it's just going to play tennis together or grab a coffee. Well, that's something that we always try to do. And it also helps us to understand if the dentists are really happy here, and if not, what we can make better, what we can change for the future. And along with that, you are always in contact with our dentist advisors who can give you tips on how you can develop further. So not only the courses that, for example, are available for any dentist in the Netherlands, but we also organize our own BGB courses for dentists. So usually it's maybe what I've seen in the past, endodontic dental course. It was also crowns and onlays course. But any dentist who wants to get better in something can join the courses from BGB. And yeah, that's something that we really want and support in our dentists. So as I mentioned at the beginning, if you remember, of the webinar, I had there also professional development, which I know that it's very important for dentists, and especially I heard it a lot from Lithuanian dentists. This is something that we also want to support and do support in BGB. And of course, I'm coming to the topic that not a lot of people want to ask directly because they are not Dutch. Dutch people just don't mind talking about it. And I think it's also important for you to know how you will do financially in the Netherlands. Is it good for you? Is it a country that can offer you good stability in your income? Definitely yes. Well, since I have dentist home as a partner, I know how the curve goes and how you grow as a dentist over the years. But of course, when you start here, you have, well, if you start with us, we can offer to dentists at the beginning somewhere between 3,000 to 4,000. And that's, of course, for dentists who are maybe graduating or with a couple of years experience. If there is someone with more experience, we always have a look at it and give them suitable offer, of course. And the salary growth that we see actually out of it, which there always is, I can assure you with that. On average, I say between 500 to 1,000 over the first year you should grow, but there are cases of people that don't grow that much, and there can be many factors why not. That's why every 6 months we have evaluation with you, how you're doing and how you're progressing. And if we see that there is some issue, we try to talk to you, to the clinic. We try to figure why is that happening, why you're not progressing as we were expecting. And that's also important for you to know that we are taking care of these things all the time and try to monitor your progress. But there are also cases of dentists who doubled the salary within the first year. Well, those might be not the most common cases, but it is possible. So with that in mind, you always can be sure that your salary will grow because you will start with maybe normal general treatments, but then you start doing more and more, basic treatments, and then you start doing more and more complex treatments with your patients. So you can be sure that the salary will always grow in the Netherlands. And it concerns a little bit the salary because many dentists ask me, well, is it possible from the salary that I have to cover my living costs in the Netherlands? And I can assure you that it is possible. You already would start on a salary that is higher than average salary in the Netherlands. So, of course, you are able to cover the costs for your rent, for groceries, for phone, gym, utilities, and you can still save money. I usually say you have to be smart with budgeting at the beginning. When I came here, we also had to learn a lot. And Netherlands is very, I would say, social-oriented country. So you can get also a lot of money back from the government during your tax report. So you just have to be smart and you have to learn the things, how you can profit fiscally from the things. which we also do for our dentists. We always look to make it the most beneficial for them at the end of the year. And of course, many dentists, they always ask us when we are in further stages of the conversations, what it's going to cost me, what you're going to take from me. Well, the only thing that you have to be sure about is the commitment of the 3 years of collaboration. If you are not committed to that, then for us it's not possible to make the costs on you, to invest the money on you, because then there is no way how we can get it from the clinic back. And yeah, that's actually the only thing that you have to be aware of. So if you ask me now, what are the costs for me, what I have to pay? Well, there are no costs involved for you as long as you stay working with us for the period of the 36 months that stays in the contract. I'm thinking what I forgot to say. Still, I think it would be great to maybe mention the requirements that we have on the dentist. Well, as mentioned already before, you have to have dentistry degree. For BGB Dentistry, you have to have a degree from European Union country. So in your case, from Lithuania. And if I would say a second important requirement for us is good level of English. It might sound weird why you have to speak good level of English if you have to learn Dutch. Well, because at the beginning, all the communications are in English, including the discussion of the contract. And it's very important that you understand perfectly everything that comes along with the collaboration. Plus, we also see that people who have good level of English already, and they maybe speak other languages, they learn Dutch faster than the other colleagues who just simply have not a great knowledge of English, but also they never learn other foreign language. To give you an example, when I started learning Dutch, I did actually the BGB course together with my partner, because Sebastian, the founder of BGB, just told me, well, Aneta, if you want to, you can also join the language course, then you know really if it works or not. And within those 20 weeks, well, back then we had it a little bit shorter, but basically within 20 weeks, I was able to speak Dutch on a level that I consider myself really good for someone who didn't spend so much focus on that, because I didn't have to pass the language exam. And my background was, English, and my native language was Czech, but of course I knew also some French, a little bit of German, and a little bit of Portuguese. And you already see that that helps you in learning foreign language, because you already know how the language works, how it works to learn another foreign language. So that's why the language requirement is quite important for us. And we really try to check it through the selecting process, if you will be able to go through our language course as it's planned. And maybe last requirement that we have for dentists is, of course, besides some experience, to really be someone who fits with our mindset, with the personalities that we have in a team, maybe with the point of view we have on dentistry, but also on living, and life in general. It might seem simple, but it can make a huge difference in the collaboration. And that's why we also take our time to really talk to you personally and to get to know you during those interviews that we have with you. I'm coming to the end of the presentation and actually of this webinar. You might be asking, what are the next steps? What you should do? Well, there are many things that you can do. If you are someone who really is considering starting this process as soon as possible, then the best is to contact me and schedule a personal meeting with me to discuss your profile, your possibilities, and your expectations. And if they meet ours, then, you would be able to start actually already 14th of October this year. And that's actually the last date for 2024 when it's possible to join BGB. So if you are at a stage that you think, well, I think this is interesting and I want to know more and I want to really move further in my career, well, then this is planned for you. And if everything goes well and you join us and you don't want to come alone, maybe you want to take your friend with you or your partner who's also a dentist, well, then that's a also great win-win situation. You can just refer them to us. You can just tell me, hey, Aneta, I spoke with this person. This is their contact and they would like to join as well. In that case, we also will reward you with a bonus, which I think it's always great to get something for your help. And if you are someone who's just wondering, or if you are still dentistry student in Lithuania, well, don't hesitate to always contact me. We can always have a chat, of course. And I can maybe answer your doubts or explain things further. And you can always check our social media or website for more information and more insights from our dentists, maybe that you find more on our Instagram. And of course, you can also read stories on our at our website. I will also share the screen with my contact details. The best what you can do, well, just send me an email. I check it regularly, so I will for sure not miss your message. But if you prefer, you can always find me on Instagram or LinkedIn. Those are the two platforms that I'm mostly active at. So feel free to contact me there, whether you have question or you are just curious to check what I'm busy with and maybe to follow some news from us. I will now stop the screen because I believe that's everything that I have to say or I wanted to say today. Well, of course, I'm not sure if there are any questions, but I think I would already see them in the chat. So if there are no questions, I would like to thank you for your attention. And I hope I made you a little bit excited about working as a dentist in the Netherlands. And if you want more information or if you just want to chat about your personal situation, well, feel free to contact me and I will be more than happy to meet you online. So thank you for being here and have a good evening. Bye-bye.